Have you heard of maintenance sex? I'm Jennifer Snassi, you're watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by sex and relationship columnist Dorothy Black. She's going to tell us what maintenance sex is and why your relationship probably needs it. Hello.
Hi, I hate that term. I hate it. I hate it.
Well,
I hate it.
I don't know what else to call it. I actually didn't even know what it was until you came here.
It's the term everybody uses, maintenance sex. So the story goes that maintenance sex is a sex that you have to have with your partner to keep them happy. Usually it's kind of angled towards women. If you want to keep your man at home and not straying, you want to keep him happy, then you have to put out. Okay, so that's the idea around maintenance sex.
When you say maintenance sex, that's what I think of.
Right, because it sounds dreary, it sounds like you have to wash the house, do the dishes, and then you have to go and have sex with your libido. It's rubbish. Yeah. My take on maintenance sex, and I think a lot of sex educators' take on maintenance sex, even though it is a really horrible phrase, is that it is the daily connection that you make with your partner. It's like engaging in all those bonding behaviors, whether it is just touching, cuddling. I think when people think about sex or maintenance sex, they also just think of penetrative sex. And sometimes we don't want penetrative sex. Sometimes we just want to touch, we want to cuddle, we want to kiss, we want to massage, and there is a whole range of sex that you can engage in. There's oral sex, there's hands, there's a whole bunch of things that you can choose from. And so when we think about keeping those sexual connections with your partner alive, it is the choice, the daily choice, to keep them alive in whatever way suits you at the time. So maybe today it is literally just cuddles and kisses. You're tired, you don't want to do much more than that. Maybe tomorrow it'll be some oral sex. Maybe after that it might be some penetrative sex. Maybe it's just a week of kisses and cuddles and oral. But it's the choice to stay connected always.
So if you're not having that penetrative sex every single day, but you're still staying connected, you shouldn't be worried and be trying to have this like sex to keep your partner happy.
Right, it's not, and that's the thing, like it's not about keeping your partner happy. It's not about sex because you want to keep the man interested. It is sex to keep your sexuality alive, to keep your feeling sexy and in your body and connected to yourself, which is why you should still masturbate if you're in a long-term relationship. And really this is a conversation for long-term relationships. You know, guys have been going out for a few months, a few years. It is not just for the relationship and for your couple, because remember, if you have entered into an agreement, a monogamous agreement, then you are responsible for each other's sexual happiness. That's what you've agreed to. You don't want them to cheat, you don't want them to stray, you don't want to cheat, you don't want to stray. Well, now we've got to make some decisions about what it means to keep that going. And so it's not just about keeping them happy, it's about keeping yourself happy. And we need to be touched, we need to be loved, we need to feel bonded, we need to feel caresses and strokes. It is good for us. And so it's not just about what you think is good for the man or your partner or whatever. It's for you, you know? It's that choice for you.
Now, do you need to make a conscious decision on what's going to happen each day to make you happy?
Yeah,
or do you just continue on with everyday life and the
and kind of slot it in?
I think the cuddles will come.
I think it would be great. Look, I think there are a lot of couples who aren't very into, they're not very affectionate with each other. If you can cultivate a kind of continual affection with each other, hugs, kisses, touching, holding hands, then try and do that. Try and do that, because at least it's something to kind of tide you through the stressful, difficult times. And I would love to say, you know, just take a spontaneous moment to make love whenever you can throughout the day, but that's just not how
it... so wonderful.
That sounds so wonderful, but you know, that's not how it happens. Sometimes you need to make a conscious choice about later when you get home, we're going to take some time after the kids are in bed, or instead of watching TV, put the TV off, put your devices away, and decide to spend some time together. If it has to come down to that, and then you feel in the moment what feels good for you. You know, do you want to just massage? Do you just want to talk for a while? Do you want to touch? Do you want to practice some oral? Do you just want to feel? Do you want to masturbate together? Do you want to have some penetrative sex? You feel into the moment as it comes. But definitely the choice has to be a choice. It has to be a decision that this is what you're going to do. And sometimes it's not going to happen. You can't go every day sometimes. But at least you're keeping connected, touching, kissing, hugging.
Now, what if you want to have sex and your partner doesn't, or your partner wants to have sex and you don't? How do you approach that situation?
Right. Well, listen, if you're right at that stage where you really do not want to have sex, if you're tired, you're sick, you're angry, you just don't want to, then it is a no. You know, we're not talking about those moments where you just really do not want to. We're talking about those times when you can make a decision to ease into it, play with the idea. If it is a no for you, it is a no, and that's where it ends. And if there are too many no's, then maybe we need to start asking questions about why there are too many no's all the time, because then I think there's a bigger problem that needs to be looked at.
Now, what if you don't want to have sex and your partner does, and they get upset or hurt? How do you manage those feelings?
Right. I think when we start moving into that territory where there's an absolute sort of breakdown, not just in communication but physical communication, it is worth your while to start speaking to somebody, to bring in a counselor, to bring in a therapist. People do not need to be scared of that. Okay, those people are there for a reason. And if you cannot negotiate a space with each other about what is happening personally for you, your expectations, your partner's expectations, then get a third party in that can help you.